All in the photo. I mean, all right.
We're there.
Hey, this is G3 Car Review, and we're on the live podcast right now. And my co-host.
Hi, I'm G on the spot.
And this is John from, tell me who you're with.
Gulf Coast Auto Sheets.
All right.
We have a show today, and we're going to talk about rapping. I look everywhere, and I'm always the judge there. Besides, today is April Fool's, so bear with me. Bear with me. Shh, it's just April Fool.
Yeah.
No, okay. So we have John that is going to explain a little bit to us what they do and show us a little bit of what they specialize on and ask a little questions from us too, so we learn a little bit more about what they do.
Yes. Someone else.
It's okay, I'm loud enough.
Okay. So, now John, he brought some samples of vinyl wrapping, and he's got some pictures of some cars that they've wrapped and coatings and all, right?
Sure. Yes.
Show them some of those here. Let's see. We've got a Corvette here.
Yep.
Brand new Corvette, right?
That's a new C8.
C8, look at that right there. C8 Corvette right there.
What did you guys did for this?
It was a different color.
Yeah, that's a new Z06. Actually, that car was a full car paint protection film work. So that entire car has a product on the paint called Expel Fusion paint protection film.
Oh,
that's
yes.
And it's a clear film that's solely designed to protect the car from impact damage. So around with drop chips and things like that, it's really going to have to hit it hard to get through it and damage the paint.
How long have work like that and depend on the material? What type of material do you guys use for something like that?
Well, the film is made by Expel, and all paint protection films are a type of urethane that also has a top coat on it. And this particular top coat has a ceramic coating infused into it. And so it's going to give you all the properties of a ceramic coated car, like, hydrophobics, ease of cleaning, etc. But you've also got the benefit of the impact protection.
Oh, wow.
With it. So,
Nice.
I saw on the stuff that you just sent the picture of the work that you guys are been doing, and I'm fascinated with the Tesla truck.
Yeah.
Why do you guys stick with that? I mean, it's quite impressive.
That's the Tesla truck right here. One shot.
Really.
There's one shot right here.
you know, that's a truck that we did a brushed aluminum, a black brushed aluminum 3M wrap, a vinyl wrap on it. And so you can see on the picture that it still has a similar texture to what is actually on the car, with that brushed steel look to it, but it is actually a wrap, and it's obviously turned the car to more of a black color. But if you've ever dealt with a stainless steel refrigerator, you know how frustrating it can be with fingerprints.
Yes.
Yes.
And it's just difficult to clean, and it could stain easily. I've heard reports of people saying that these cars are starting to develop rough spots on them.
Oh,
I've not seen that. I
wow.
don't know if that's true or not, but there's a lot of people that, most of the guys that are getting them, a lot of people that are going to get them are looking to do some sort of color change on them to kind of personalize them. It's probably not a look that I would
Yeah.
too terribly interested in having in my driveway, but to each
Yeah, I
his
look
own.
like a Mad Max.
To each his own, and
Do some of these guys want to change the color of their truck, or just a truck?
well, yeah, that's
Like red or something like that?
well, yeah. We actually got one in there that we're doing red, and that one was stainless steel, silver stainless steel.
We want black.
We turned it into a black brushed aluminum look.
I love it though, yeah.
Cool.
What about if somebody just want to put a clear protective coat? You guys do that too?
Oh, absolutely.
Just
yeah.
to save the painting of the car per se as soon as you get out of the.
Well, sure. That's what we did to that Corvette.
Oh,
That's on
okay.
there. We do a lot of that.
Oh, wow.
I would say that's probably the main part of our business is protection.
Okay. compared to the price of sending your car to a shop to do the full painting, how is the prices between the vinyl and the painted person?
Well,
What's different? What's cheaper?
vinyl is always, well, it depends on where you send your car.
Okay.
Vinyl, in most cases, is going to be less expensive. A vinyl wrap is normally, well, there's a lot of differences in prices depending on where you take it to.
Yeah.
The market has gotten somewhat diluted in a city of Houston where wraps are very, very popular. And so there are some guys that are doing it for, little to nothing. I would say a couple $1,000s to wrap a whole car with a vinyl. We don't do it that cheap because we do things the right way with insurance and
Yeah,
liability and really take our time and try to do a great job on it. And we back it up as well after the sale.
Oh, it's good.
So you could, you might find them for as little as, if you don't want to take the doors off and do the door jams and whatnot, like we did on that F12 Ferrari right there.
Detailing.
That car, we had to take all the doors off and whatnot, and we actually wrapped the inside of the doors. And that sort of thing takes a long, long time. So your cost exponentially grows. But if you're just looking to change the look of the outside of your car,
Yeah.
I'd say the most effective and least costly method is going to be with a vinyl wrap.
Yeah.
And you can do that for between $3,000 and $4,000 is what most shops are going to charge you if you're not getting into doing the door jams.
So what's the timing? What is it, a week, 3 days?
No, a week. Okay.
Depend of the part that you guys wrapping. If it's the whole part,
Yeah.
it's like the same amount of time, a week, 2 weeks.
Well, the week that car was a little bit more because we did the door jams. But if you're just looking for an exterior wrap where we're not getting into taking panels off the car, 4 days, somewhere in that neighborhood.
It's good.
That's pretty
Well,
cool.
the Tesla truck the Cybertruck has got a bunch of flat panels on it. It's not real difficult.
Yeah.
So that's maybe a 3-day job.
No curves to it.
There's not a curve to be found.
Fast. I mean, it's just like, yeah, it looks like a Mac.
It's all flat.
Now, this was done with door jams on this Ferrari right here.
Yeah.
So here's the Ferrari right here, nice looking.
That car's actually black.
Really?
Yes.
It was black.
Yes.
I love that color. What color is that? To me, it seems like a champagne.
It is a desert tan. Is what it's called.
Desert.
Really? Yes.
It's gorgeous.
Wow.
I
Yes.
like it.
Oh, yes. I want one.
It's okay. Regarding to Kai, I heard that is something called carbon fiber bind.
Yes.
It is such a thing?
There is such a thing.
Wow.
In other words, it's supposed to look like carbon fiber?
Yes, I've not found any vinyl that I really think is going to fool anybody. Because most of it has a texture to it,
Yeah.
and the ones that have a clear coat on it, you can still really tell that it's got that it's vinyl. It's not real. Now I brought a sample of a product here that is a paint protection film. It's from a company called Hivios, and you're not going to be able to tell the difference. And you'll see that actually has depth to it.
Oh my God, it does look like.
It looks like.
And that looks like, so we've actually done some new Maserati MC30s that they didn't opt for the carbon fiber package on it, and they did that film on it, and it's just a dead ringer. It's some amazing stuff. And the great thing about this,
Wow.
compared to a vinyl, is this has a 10-year warranty on it.
Wow.
From UV damage and.
Now, what you can't see here, it looks like a carbon fiber right here, but it's just a wrap. That's what it is.
Yeah.
I want to get out and show you, but the camera's too far away.
I hear that it's people also that try to do it themselves. DIY. Would you recommend that for?
Well, it just kind of depends on your budget.
Okay.
If you can definitely get the film and you definitely can give it a run, and that's how a lot of people start these little businesses out of their garages. They
Yeah.
had some success doing it. There's parts of the car like mirrors and whatnot.
Yeah.
The real danger to doing it yourself is cutting on the car.
Yeah.
Because you're putting a knife, a really sharp X-Acto type
Yeah.
blade, stainless steel blade, or carbon blade, whatever you're using, on your paint. And you run the risk of doing, irreversible damage unless you're going to paint it.
Sure.
So you've got to be really, really careful if you're doing it yourself. And I would say practice off the car, maybe cutting the film
Yeah.
on the backing paper and, pull the film up. And if you see you've got knife marks on the backing paper of your film, then you've cut the paint,
Yeah.
So that's a great way to practice if you're doing it yourself.
Wow.
I mean, it's spread the word in Houston, and
Yeah.
Houston is La Mecca for everything, food and creativity. And I know that we have a lot of famous that normally come here to Houston to do either musical stuff or car aficionados that always trying to improve or impress with their budget or not. Are you guys have any story in any of your shop of somebody that just, I don't want it like this, or my wife want it like this, I'm not trying to spend another 30,000, send it back, what can you do for me?
I haven't, I guess one of the more interesting things that we did, and I absolutely didn't think that this was going to be a very cool project, but it ended up being really neat. We had a lady that bought a Porsche Panamera, and her favorite color was purple.
Oh, no.
And so there is I think it's an Avery film, but they make a diamond, what's called a diamond gloss purple wrap. And this thing is heavy and metallic. And we started putting that on the car, and I thought, man, this thing is going to be pretty cool. And it ended up being one of the cooler things that really ever came out of our shop. And this lady, to this day, absolutely loves that car. It looks really, really neat. I have not had anybody, really. We do a couple cars for some athletes and whatnot, but it's not. That's not so much the crowd that we chase. We have a lot of sports car guys.
Exotic cars.
Yeah.
A few. We do a few exotic cars.
Okay.
But we're doing a lot of Porsches, a lot of Audis and things like that. Believe it or not, we're seeing a lot of pickup trucks now. Because you get into the pickup truck market and with paint protection film.
Right.
You get into the pickup truck market now, a really, really high-end pickup truck's gonna run you $80,000 to $100,000.
Yeah.
So they're, those guys are definitely in play for paint protection film now.
Yeah, big time. They get boxed, get them all the
I'm
time.
thinking about it. I do have an HD 2500 Chevy, a Silverado. So it's just like, and I do live in a gravel road in the middle of nowhere, 20 acres. So it's just like, I'm starting kind of seeing it though.
I have an F-250 that has a painted bumper and
No.
I won't personally, I won't drive on it. If I get a new vehicle, I won't put it on the road until I get paint protection film on it, other than to drive from the dealership to the shop. It's just important. I mean,
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of these cars get damaged driving from the dealership
Facts.
to our shop.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Houston's a rough place to own cars.
Yes, it is.
It really is. There's a lot of things on the street.
Yeah. It's craziness with motor oil. Oh my God.
Can you switch? I think it's the same one going over and over and over.
Oh, it's okay.
This is a color, you asked about the Cybertruck. That's a color that we're doing that new Cybertruck in. We've got.
Take a look at that right there.
It's a red satin metallic. Pretty interesting color.
Yeah.
That car I think is gonna.
Man.
This one on what car?
Cybertruck, Tesla Cybertruck.
Okay.
This is gonna be like a Christmas present of a car. It's like, ding! I want it.
It's gonna be pretty cool.
Yeah.
I think.
I like the color though.
Now the backing comes up here, right?
That's right. And you can you peel it off if you want to. You kind of feel how.
How strong the.
Yes. Now you really can't stretch that material very much. It starts to deform. paint protection film, you can stretch it.
Oh, okay, I understand what you said, yeah. So you just have to literally
Yeah.
start putting it just like,
Yeah, some of that, you can heat it up and stretch it some, but it's actually more pliable.
Yeah.
That, the vinyl wraps are more pliable than say paint protection film. That's why you were able to do door jams
yeah,
and areas like that normally you couldn't run paint protection film in there because it's thicker.
yeah.
It's just made of a different material. You stretch it too far, it starts to.
Was that type right there, it goes on this? On this?
Well, it could, yes. Now, that car is actually painted orange and we did some graphic stripes on it,
Okay.
all the graphics on it to match the wheels.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
We talked earlier about the graphics and stuff. You said that you guys could do it, but you guys choose not to. You guys work in collaboration with other
Yeah,
people.
we have another guy that we'll have him do any kind of design that needs to be done. We may actually send him the job. And what I'm talking about is like, let's say you have a business and you wanted a business wrap on your car.
Yeah.
The whole thing. Well, that takes some design skill.
Yeah.
And that's just not something that we have. Now, we have the ability to do the wrap line
Yeah,
once the design is done, but it's not something that we that we really do or pursue and
okay.
don't really have the room for either.
Oh, wow.
Have y'all done the wings cars?
Oh yeah,
That wing, this Viper right there?
that car's got full paint protection film right now.
That's a Viper right there, full protection right there. Nice Viper with a wing.
Full paint protection film.
Wow.
Yeah, and that Porsche there, the next picture, we did the vinyl stripes down the center of the vehicle.
The black one?
The Porsche with the vinyl stripes, there we go.
That's a 911 GT3, a new one.
Oh, was it RS?
That's just a regular GT3.
I like that, I see the big stripes on Mustangs. It's just like, it's kind of like the typical look for them. But I love that tiny, delicate design without, overpower the emblem of the car. It's pretty nice
Oh,
stuff.
it looks really, really nice.
Yeah,
That's also a package that you can order online from them. But he didn't, he found the car somewhere, bought it, and then wanted to replicate what they did online.
oh, okay.
So,
Without paying hundreds and thousands and cents.
yeah, that GT3 is just something else.
Really?
Any 911, any of the new 911s are, in my opinion, that's the best vehicle on the road today.
Expensive.
And they've gotten much more expensive here in the last few years.
Yeah, they have.
Why? I mean, do they make any changes or just because the production just
Fiber
stopped?
Because they can sell every single one of
Yeah, they can.
them. And until they can't.
These guys in Houston here have got so much money. It's the newest one coming out. I want it.
It's Houston. It's bigger and better. You can't
Right.
mistake this. That's
And we have these car events here in Houston, and these guys drive their cars out to these events and all. And I'm out there reviewing these sports cars, and there's a lot of McLarens and Lamborghinis and Porsches out there with them. They gotta have those big wings on there.
yeah.
Big wings.
John, let me ask you. Did you guys in one of those famous car show, coffee car show, whatever? Did you guys have somebody to represent you guys as a company and show what you guys do?
We don't. And I am,
Heartbroken.
well, number one, I don't know if you've noticed this, but I'm old.
So am I. So we are. Come on, welcome to the club.
So we built this thing. We still don't do a lot of social media. We do a little bit.
Mm.
But most of our business is repeat referral and word of mouth.
Yeah.
And we built it on doing good work and having exceptional customer service. And I found that there are a lot of people, the vast majority of the people that go to car shows are going to look at cars.
Yeah.
They don't want to
Ideas.
go and, yeah, and they don't want somebody selling them something. Yeah, we might could pick up a job or two, but.
You'd be surprised. I have a friend, Karen, and she sets up her little tent, Ken
Yeah.
Swift on there, and she does titles, changes titles on cars, things like that. That's what she does. Yes, she goes to San Antonio every Friday, and she does it quickly. These guys that need it done quick.
Interesting.
And so in other words, she gets a lot of business out there. She really does.
Yeah. And that may be something that we need to consider going forward. But we are very fortunate to have fortunately we stay very busy.
Right.
And we do service a couple of car dealerships. We don't do a lot, but we do the right ones. And they also produce a lot for us as well. So I'm certainly not saying that we don't want to be busier. The last thing I want to do is be overwhelmed to the point to where it affects our quality
Yes,
and
makes sense.
you
I
know,
like that.
starts to negatively affect what we're producing.
Well, if you think about it, if you get overwhelmed, the time is going to take longer. One, not for each car, but you have to wait in line behind these other guys.
Yeah, but I can only imagine that is not what you guys want, to have, extra work and be like back down to
Yeah.
what he said, the quality just.
You don't want to you don't want to take so long to get somebody else's car in to where, they start looking for somebody else to do the work.
Exactly.
They want, they want to go ahead and get it done for the most part, especially if the car is in. They want to drive it. And a lot of these Porsche guys,
Sure,
they're not going to drive it
Sure.
until it gets
Done.
protected.
All the way that they want. Or protected, like you
Yeah,
said.
think about this. This is not their only car getting done. That's parked.
Usually not.
Exactly. And that car is parked in a 4-car garage, and he drives the other to work and It's like, hey, you want to have it for 3 weeks? Fine, that's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, these guys are like that.
Oh, yes, they are. A lot
They
of
are.
them are. And I also get a lot of, take your time.
Yeah,
Let me know if you need anything. And
that's the best.
yeah, a lot of these guys are just some of the nicest people. A lot of my clients, it's developing great relationships. That's the thing I like most about this business.
Yeah. Where are you guys located, John, in case somebody wanted to just like,
So we have 2 shops. We have one on Brickmore that services some of our clients on the I-10 corridor. And then our big main shop is over on the Beltway between West Airport and Belfort, just south of 59.
Okay. The one on Brickmore, I met there, there's a car club up there.
Yeah, Rafa Racing probably is.
No,
which
no,
one?
it's Motorsport, Freedom Sports. That's what the name of it is. And it's a club that you pay like $1,500 a month.
Oh, yeah,
You switch cars.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, my God.
Interesting.
Did you guys ever had someone like that? Boy, I mean, you said that you guys have a little bit of everything here in Houston. You guys have people that come from out of state
Oh, yeah. We
or
have,
ship the cars.
sure, we have cars coming out of Louisiana fairly regularly. And cars out of other cities in the state fairly regularly as well.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
So we see that quite a bit.
This Cadillac here,
That's an Escalade V.
okay, what you do with this one?
That's also a full car paint protection film. Painted the wheels black. Did some black emblems for them. And like I said, a full car paint protection film. Yeah, actually, that's a really great looking car.
I know it
Really
is. Like I said, it's sexy red or red sexy.
You ever heard of Hennessy?
Of course.
Okay, well, we're gonna be going to his shop and filming out there at his shop. And it's like, I'm surprised he didn't get a hold of you. It's like, hey,
We've done some.
Yeah.
Sure.
oh, okay, cool.
Sure. And then
That's the one I'm talking about, G3R.
that car, that's a legitimate race car right there. I mean, that is the next closest thing to a IMSA GTD that you're going to find. And that's a full car paint protection film job. And something interesting we did on this one is we did a built-in, we do some built-in electronics, dash cams,
Nice.
things like that. But I think the thing from an electronic standpoint that we do best is going to be built-in radar detectors and laser jammers. So
Nice.
that guy's going to have a fully integrated built-in Redenzo radar detector front and back that you can't see, but it's also going to be able to jam laser guns.
Wow.
He gets hit with a
Take a look at that.
with a, you know, the cop is standing outside the car with a gun, and you get no warning on that. It's line of sight only, and so that will jam that laser gun for long enough for you to slow down, so he can get a reading on you. It'll jam for 3 or 4 seconds, whatever we choose to set it up for. And this system, particular system that we're using, is so smart. It tells you what kind of gun the policeman's holding in his hands, whether it's a stalker or a dragon eye, and whatnot. And,
That type of system doesn't interfere with the problem CVS or Walgreens store like the regular other stands.
So, if you get into a good setup, you're going to have, you're gonna have one that's gonna have good K-band filtering. So what you're detecting there when you run up to a Walgreens or HEB store is a K-band signal. That also is coming off of more so certain cars than others, parking sensors on cars. So the Mazdas at one time were hard to defeat, the Hondas, the Escalades, and
What are you talking about, parking sensors, so you wouldn't run your car to the curb?
No.
like the distance sensors on a car, parking distance sensors. So like when you're pulling in your garage and it's telling you you're getting too close, those actually put off K-band. We're using Redenzo as radar receivers. K-band filtering is absolutely fantastic. And so you don't get a lot of false alarms.
Yeah.
But there are some that you can't defeat. And
Yeah.
you either mark it on your click the lock button that when you're in a certain area that it locks it out.
Yeah.
Or you can just turn off your K-band, which I don't advise.
Yeah.
You don't see a lot of K-band in Houston. Most of it's Ka-band. And most of your K-band's coming from some of your smaller police departments that don't have as much funding. They're using older equipment.
That is
So
true.
that's where most of your K-band is coming from.
Something like that you guys apply to that part in specific, which is, I think, is incredible, the job and everything. And I can only imagine that you guys help with this, too, the whole design of
That
GPO.
actually came on the car
Okay.
like that.
How do you guys protect that when you're wrapping full protection on the car?
Well, we're actually protecting it by wrapping it. So
It's a clear
it's a
coat.
clear film.
Okay.
It's a clear urethane film, and this is actually that's actually paint protection film right there. And
So that peels off too?
sure.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's applied wet, where most wraps are applied dry.
Really? Because I've seen,
It looks like the films that I used to use in my country to protect my books. Yeah, it was something like that.
wow,
We used to use like, I don't know how we call that, and I'm trying to make a name of something that probably doesn't even exist here in the United States. But yeah, we used to protect my books with this, so it didn't get horrible when the ages or
Cool.
whatever.
now,
This is
how
pretty.
did you get in this business from what you used to?
Well, it's funny. I've always been a big car guy, but I was a big car guy because my dad worked for Ford Motor Company. And so we would constantly have, of course, when you work for Ford Motor Company, you're always driving a demo.
Yeah.
They're not demos because it wasn't through a dealership, but you always have a new car and they're getting swapped out every month or two.
Yeah.
And I just got into I started to learn how to really clean cars. And when I was very young, 16, 17 years old, I learned how to use a polisher. Now, back then, they didn't have the new technology of dual action. It was all rotaries, the old school type stuff.
Yeah.
They're still using in body shops and dealerships. And I spent 25 years I worked for FedEx Express for 25 years. And I never, in operations and engineering, I never did anything for anybody else. But my cars were stellar. I mean, my car and my wife's cars, they were always fantastic.
Wow.
And, ceramic coating started to kind of hit the scene in 2013, 2014. And I thought, I'm gonna give this thing a shot and in my garage and just to kind of see if this thing is, would be a viable alternative
Yeah.
to, the regular, go work for somebody else every day. And it really didn't take long to start to establish a name for myself. And
So you started out of your garage?
yeah, we were only doing paint corrections though and ceramic coatings.
Right.
And I tell you, we expanded the business though. If somebody wanted paint protection film or window tint or something like that, I would kind of sub it out.
Yeah.
And while people were happy to come and do the work, the thing I found was, if there was a problem, it was a problem to get them out there to fix it. And
Yes.
so I kind of committed to trying to learn how to, not only learn how to do it, but to really, really do it well, and hired my own folks. And most of our paint protection film guys are trained in-house. Window tinters, I don't think I would want to train a window tinter. That is a very, very advanced skill. It's just hard. Is all I can. To do it right, it's very difficult.
Yeah, because
I
you're doing
know.
the bubbles.
Well, it's not just that, it's alignment. It's
Yes.
understanding which door panels you need to take off, which door panels you can leave on. Are you gonna bottom load, are you gonna top load?
Yeah.
Debris in the window tint, things of that nature. So, and I really, really have some outstanding talent in the window tint area. Matter of fact, all the areas that we do, I've got excellent employees.
I can only imagine that they share the same passion with you when they start the whole thing, that they probably had, their cars impeccable as well, and they were, car lovers.
Yeah, most of my guys are. My guys and most of them have some sort of car that they're passionate about, they're working on and doing
Aw.
something to. Is that green? That's a wrap.
This one?
Yeah, that's a satin green.
What kind of car is that?
That's a Tesla Model Y. That car turned out great.
I like that
Tesla
green,
Model
and
Y.
I'm not particularly green lover, but that is a really cute color.
Yeah, that I found that, every
Cinematic.
once in a while you're seeing a dark metallic green on some of these
Yes.
cars. That color to me looks fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah, they're really
This
nice.
one is an electric, looks like electric,
That's a Rivian.
Rivian, okay. It's
Yeah.
electric.
That's a fantastic car.
Talk to me about this car. I never heard about it.
A Rivian,
Yes.
yeah, they sell an SUV and a pickup truck. And they're very well designed. They're very, very nice on the inside. And is that an SUV or a pickup truck? Oh, yeah, that's the SUV.
Yeah.
And they're really, really cool.
It looks like a rover somehow.
No, they're-
So the battery is up front?
No, the battery's underneath them.
Okay, just like this.
It's full electric. Okay, nice.
So on the pickup truck I saw was all electric was cheap. Anyway, the rooftops were put in here. They took four rooftops. It was Hummer.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Yeah, we've got one of those in the shop right now.
Oh, do you?
Really?
Yeah, we're doing a built-in radar detector system with a front and rear dash cams on it for the client.
You mentioned that before. How much something like that will cost?
Well, if you want there's different options you can have, but if you want a built-in radar detector system with front laser jammers, it's very expensive. If you're gonna get the best one, the Redenzo with anti-laser priority integrated jamming, you're looking anywhere from, $4,500. A dash cam can run you 500 plus installed. If you get like a Blackview,
Yeah.
you can choose to get back on the Redenzo ALP radar laser jamming setup. You can also get rear jammers. You won't use them as much, but
But you never know.
That's
What's
right.
coming behind you? Just like, yeah. I
well,
mean,
they can set up on top of the overpass and shoot down.
true.
Well, I can see
They do
that. I can see that on the exotic cars and the Porsches and things like that. to drive fast. They love to put that foot to the floor.
Well, I mean, if you really love your car, and I noticed that all the cars that you guys have been working on, I mean, is either collectible or brand new cars that people is trying to really protect, like you mentioned.
A lot of them, but you know, it's funny, so I had a client that we did a radar laser jammer setup on. He's from Corpus Christi.
Huh.
He shipped his, he just purchased a 97 Supra with like 17,000 miles, and it's dark green metallic. And this car is in unbelievably good condition. And that's one of the cars where they're doing a full car wrap on.
Yeah.
And then from our shop, it's gonna go to another shop and have some engine work done and whatnot. So
Nice.
when he gets his car back, it should be pretty fantastic.
It seems to me they'd have the work done first with the engine before they have it wrapped.
Well, you might think that, but I understand the order that he's going in, because he can still get scratched over there at the engine shop, doing the tuning and whatnot, drop a tool. At least it's got something on it.
Exactly.
And if they screw it up, they can always come back to me and we can fix that. Right?
Yeah.
Right.
You know, we can replace a piece of it if we need to.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Okay.
Exactly, without having to wrap in all the stuff.
So I like the way he's thinking.
That's, yeah.
Porsche, what y'all do to this one?
Oh, that, I believe we did a full front paint protection film with ceramic coating on it. And,
So just the front.
we did a full front on paint protection film with ceramic coating on it. Which makes sense because, you know, if you think about it, most of the time we're getting the damage in the broad chips and whatnot. We're getting it on the front of the car. So, yeah, look, you get into a full car paint protection film, you're really talking about a lot of money.
Exactly.
And so a full front is way more affordable, and you know, it's going to do the vast majority of the job.
Right.
You know, as far as protecting your car.
Yeah.
You're not gonna get your rocks hit from the sides.
What hits from the sides is going to come off your tires.
Yeah, sure.
You know, and then you can strategically, you know, on a car like that, you know, do the full front of it, and then maybe do the rocker van again.
Right.
And that's going to cover a lot of, you know, most of the areas where
Where's our convention?
I believe that car was also a full car paint protection film.
Really?
Yes. Yeah, that's a cool.
That's a cool right there,
Well,
Corvette.
that new Z06 is quite a package.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a little too tall to fit in that car comfortably, but it is.
A Corvette, right?
I know.
What they came out with there is, that's a formidable package. That's a really neat.
You know the STL Land looks like? Yes, of course. I was reviewing one, and I was gonna get inside to have the camera inside and show everything else. I couldn't hardly get in that car. I was too big. Just, I did trim up, I did the can over to get myself inside the car.
Next time use the DW40 before you try.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just
I
loads.
won't get it. I certainly won't.
What told you? 6'4", 6'1", it's like, wow.
My late husband was 6'4", and he was all into cars and sport cars and nonsense. He got a Vent. He might ride it like, I don't know, 5 to 6 times, and then he was complaining. Baby, come on, help me. I was like, ugh. But I mean, it's you know, part of the history here, you know, Moran Racing, he's the passed away a year ago. All the connections here in Houston, he had like 2-3 shops before, so he used to do all the stuff and get collectible cars and not a bunch of people.
Here, I brought a couple of samples of vinyl. We were asking about the carbon fiber.
Yes. Yes, because I saw that you have a bunch of 3M.
So, this is just one example. So, this is, take a look at that carbon fiber.
So this comes out with 3M?
Yes.
Oh, okay, 3M.
They're all like, I mean, the selection is incredible.
Yes.
I seen these in the street, so I know that, oh my God, they have the same texture.
Now, our viewers out here, take a look. There's so many to pick from when you go do protection on your car, on the vinyl wrapping, everything. there's so many different colors and different ways to go. You know, it's like, you've got a huge option here, what to pick from. And it's like, it's unreal. It's like, you don't even like the color of your car, you can change the color with neon yellow or something like that, you know?
Yeah.
Basically, whatever you want.
Yeah, whatever you want, right there.
And there's more and more vinyl wraps coming into the market. But as consumers, you really need to be aware of what you're buying.
I mean, there's a lot of metallic right here, and the red metallic right here. I know you can't see it from this distance.
These have me with my mouth open. You feel the taste?
Wow, nice.
It looks just like many of the McLarens that,
Yes.
one is with the texture and the other one is just like shiny.
This is gold metallic right here, and red metallic, all kind of, oh, there we go, purple.
So you
Purple metallic, look at that.
So John, the selection for people to choose is huge.
It's huge.
Depending on what you really want, what you're looking for.
But, and then you may find things that come from another company that maybe 3M or Avery or some of the more well-known suppliers don't have. But in that case, you really got to be careful. There are more and more wraps coming out of China and some other places. And you've got to be careful, you know, who you're buying them from.
Yeah.
Because, you know, do they have a warranty? What if this thing starts to fade in 3 or 4 months because it sits out in the sun?
Yeah.
And that's another fairly well-known issue about vinyl crack. It doesn't last. You know, it's going to have, most of it has a 1-year warranty. They'll do a warranty on the vertical panels.
Okay.
And a warranty on the horizontal panels. And the warranty on the horizontal panels can be 1 year, and the vertical panels 3 years. And so I do ask my clients if they're inquiring about any kind of vinyl wrap, how long do you cross down the sun during the day on a regular basis?
I mean, it's good. Nice.
And so I want to make sure that if they're getting something from us, I ask those questions because you need to know what to expect.
Exactly.
Because I just don't want to put it on the card. If we lose a sale because of it, if we lose a sale because of it, we're not going to have a disappointed person.
Yeah.
Anyway, disappointed with us
Right.
a year from now, if they start to have issues with the car that's set outside.
And depending on the guarantees or the time, a year or 2 years, like you said, they can choose different type of product from your, right? I mean, everything has different prices. Like I know that 3M is a little more expensive than maybe all the type of vinyl.
Yeah, 3M, Avery, or KPMG, those are all pretty high end.
Okay.
I like Avery. If it's a gloss film, I like Avery better because it doesn't have as much orange feel as say 3M does.
Now, let me ask you this. Is it hard, say somebody has a lot of money and they want to switch from what they've got, the vinyl wrapping on there now, and you have to take this vinyl wrapping out and put it on. Is it hard to take that vinyl wrapping off?
Sometimes it is. It depends on who put it on and if they used things like adhesive removers. And you typically don't need to use them unless you're in a hurry. And what that is a solution that you put on the edges, wrap the film, the film's going to stick to it. Now, when you take the film off, it's going to leave a lot of adhesive on it. And it can be very, very difficult to get off. And so, depending on who put the wrap on, it can be fairly easily, if you need it, easy to come off, if you heat it up.
Right.
Reactivate the adhesive on it. Or it can be extremely difficult. Just depends.
Well, good.
So it would be easier just to put an extra foam instead of trying to take it out?
You can, but if the existing film is damaged on it, and has some texture to it because it's got its own rock chips and whatnot,
Yeah.
you're gonna have that texture in the new film. So you're gonna want to take it off. I would recommend putting it on top.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a lot more of this that, anybody would know really. What is the life of a vinyl wrapping for,
The season drought all the time, what, 5 years?
Yeah, it can last a good long while. But if it's out in the sun, getting beaten down with UV all the time, and it's gonna be it can be 2-3 years. Now, if you, let's say you put a gloss vinyl on your car, and then you come back and put paint protection film over the top of that vinyl, then you've got a long 10-year warranty on it. You don't have to worry about the UV damage coming
Yeah.
on the vinyl because you've got the paint protection film on it. Paint protection film is a 10-year warranty on it,
yeah,
and it's not impacted by UV like color has.
yeah. Wow. Well, I think I'm pretty satisfied with all my questions.
Yeah, you have good questions there.
I was curious. I mean, I didn't know a little bit about engines and parts and stuff. I kind of pamper that, with my late husband and with G here, that he's always trying to get me wrapped up and all this stuff. But, just the simple fact that here the word vinyl wrapping is just. I'm talking to John.
The viewers right here.
Hi, viewers.
Come on now.
This is your show.
I know.
I'm just going to sabotage Dr. John and get a little more information. I've been thinking about that, and many people, I live in Old Washington, and sometimes in Brandon, they have car shops. And, sometimes I go and see it and see what they have. And I hear them talk about, vinyl wrapping here and there, and it's the best for protection because they have, I don't know, a 67 Camaro, whatever, or SS Chevelle or something like that, and they have it impeccable.
Yeah, if you get it done right,
Yeah,
it's cheaper. It'll be cheaper than a really fine paint job. And the right person can really make the wrap look good on it.
that's what I heard, that it was inexpensive. But I mean, when you talk about vinyl wrapping, and you visualize the rest of the stuff that you can do with that besides cars, it's just like it leaves a lot to the imagination. So it's so great to have you here.
Yeah, so both your shops can do, either one of them can do the radar detectors.
The main shop is doing the radar detector cameras, but both of my shops can do paint protection film, window tints, ceramic coatings, and vinyl wraps.
That's here in Houston, Texas. We got 2 shops here. This is awesome.
It really is. Do you have anything else that you would like, to teach us?
Well, one of the more popular things is what we're doing. Most people think of window tint for privacy. I don't think of it like that. You really get into a high-end window film, and we're talking about a major reduction in the heat and feel in the vehicle. And it doesn't really matter how dark the film is. What matters is what that film is made of. And so we have some films that are nearly clear. For instance, on my truck, I have a nearly clear film on my windshield. And the more horizontal the glass is in a vehicle, the more heat it's going to transmit into your vehicle because it's exposed to the rays of the sun more the day the sights on it. So we do a lot of really high-end window film on cars, a lot of electric cars, especially because the less air conditioning you use, the less energy you use, the more range you use.
So that also protect. I mean, if you have leather sleeves,
Sure.
it will protect.
Yeah.
And with the years, the console normally started cracking out. It doesn't matter how much you protect it with, the stuff
Yeah.
that they sell in the market nowadays.
Sure.
That is good to know.
Yeah. So window tint can make a huge difference. And most dealerships that already apply your window tint for you, most of them, you're not getting a really good high-end ceramic window film that's gonna block a
Oh,
lot
I didn't know
of
it was
view.
ceramic.
See, how do you identify, how do you,
You can't. It's very difficult.
okay,
You can ask the dealership what kind of film, but, if they say 3M or Lumar or Expel, then you've got different categories of film within each manufacturer.
okay.
So by the time you find out
What
exactly
do you
what
really
film,
have?
and most of the time when they're putting it on the car,
Yeah.
they're gonna put an addendum on there and expect you to pay more for it.
Sure.
But it's also very much a profit center for a lot of the dealerships. And so they're putting something on there that is not typically very expensive, and then they're gonna try to charge quite a bit for it. And then they also run the possibility that, look, a customer just demands, look, I'm not paying for this. They don't want it to cost them so much that it really hurts when a customer just absolutely throws a fit about them tanning their car. So, most of the stuff that dealerships are installing, and unless it's something they're selling in finance or whatnot, where you know exactly what you're buying, it's typically not going to be the best stuff on the market.
Wow,
Well, this has been a really instructive night,
yeah,
talking about all the protection for cars and the tinted windows.
thanks.
Man, I tell you what, I mean, this goes a long ways. Say your car is exotic car or a collectible car. John has told you roundabout what you need for your car and the direction what you need to do with your car and all. It's like, think about it, and it might be a good way for you to go, the direction that you want to go with your car and so on. If not, stick with your paint job and all.
No,
No?
you guys have Johnny here, he's Gulf Coast
Automotive.
Auto Shields. Gulf
Shields.
Coast Auto Shield. Any phone number, John, or name that you want to throw out there?
832-930-5655 is the shop's phone number, gcautoshield.com. We have an inquiry tab on there, and you can send an inquiry in. One of us will get back to you. I'll get back to you most likely.
Well, I tell you what, send us some comments tonight
Yeah.
and see what you think about our show. And this is our first show that we're doing here with John. And he was so delightful to come over here and talk to us about all the protection that's done to these cars and all. His shop is busy all the time, both the shops and all. And this has been an awesome show.
It's been incredible. We're gonna kidnap John probably next time, or bring it with the wife so we keep it a little bit longer. And remember, it
He
is
drives-
Gulf Coast
He drives a good car. He drives
Auto Shield.
a Shelby GT500. Yay! There's
You
your
do.
car. Yeah.
All the shields and
It's a
everything.
good car.
Yeah.
That's a good car.
That's your car. That's
That's
your dream car.
Yeah.
That is your dream car. Oh my God! Thank you, John.
Thank you,
Thank
John.
you guys for having me.
for
Appreciate it.
sharing this.
This has been a
moment.
good show. And I tell you what, we're out of here. Ciao. Ciao. You shut the, right here.
Right here.
About to get up. End stream. How many minutes? 53 minutes.